For the past 2 weeks, my nights have been haunted by the same dream. It begins in a quiet meadow under a pale gray sky. Two young girls with long, straight hair stand at the edge of the woods, their heads tilted slightly, as if listening to something I can't hear. Their mother stands behind them, her face obscured by shadow. The first night, I thought little of it, dreams are strange that way. But as the dreams repeated, small details started to stick with me. The girls wore identical white dresses that seemed untouched by dirt, though the ground was muddy. Their eyes were wide and unblinking, too dark to reflect light. The mother's outline was tall and thin, almost unnaturally so, and though her face was hidden, I could feel her eyes on me. Every night, the dream progressed a little further. By the fifth night, the girls began to move. They beckoned me, their small hands curling inward, fingers twitching. I didn't want to follow, but in dreams, you don't always get a choice. I stepped closer. Their smiles stretched too far, and their teeth were too small, like rows of needles. The mother spoke for the first time on the seventh night. Her voice was soft but piercing, like the scrape of nails on glass. "They've been waiting for you." "For me?" I asked, though my voice sounded distant, like it didn't belong to me. She didn't answer. The girls giggled, the sound hollow and echoing, like laughter in a cave. By the 10th night, I could feel the cold seeping into my skin when I woke up, a damp chill that lingered even after I'd left my bed. I started keeping the lights on, sleeping with the TV humming in the background, but nothing kept the dream at bay. Last night was the worst. I found myself in the woods with the sisters and their mother. The trees around us were dead, their branches twisted like skeletal fingers. The girls reached out and grabbed my hands, their grips icy and stronger than I expected. They led me to a clearing where a shallow grave had been dug. The mother stepped forward, her face finally visible. It was grotesque, her features stretched and warped, as though she had been melted and reshaped. Her eyes were the same as her daughter's, black, endless voids. "You belong here," she said, her voice wrapping around me like chains. "I don't understand," I whispered, but she only tilted her head and smiled. The girls started chanting in a language I didn't recognize, their voices high and sing-song. The earth beneath me shifted, and I realized too late that the grave wasn't empty. Bones, shattered and yellowed, poked through the dirt. My own bones, I thought, though I didn't know why. I woke up gasping, my hands clawing at my chest. But the terror didn't fade. There was dirt under my nails. Tonight, I don't want to sleep, but I know I will. The dreams are waiting, and so are they. I couldn't shake the feeling that the dreams were more than just figments of my imagination. The dirt under my nails, the cold that lingered in my bones, it all felt too real. I needed answers. I spent the next day combing through local records, news archives, anything that might explain the eerie dreams. It wasn't easy, the town where I lived wasn't large, and its history wasn't exactly well documented. But after hours of digging, I found something chilling. 20 years ago, a woman named Eleanor Faulkner had lived in a decrepit farmhouse on the outskirts of town with her twin daughters, Lila and Rose. The girls were only 8 when they disappeared, along with their mother. No bodies were ever found, but rumors swirled. Some said Eleanor had gone mad after her husband abandoned her and killed the girls before taking her own life. Others claimed the family was cursed. The photograph accompanying the article made my stomach churn. The man in the family photo, Eleanor's husband, looked almost exactly like me. Same jawline, same dark eyes, even the same crooked smile. I stared at the image for what felt like hours, my mind racing. Was this why the dreams were happening? Did they mistake me for him, the father who had abandoned them? That night, I braced myself for sleep. I knew they would come, and I needed to confront them. As soon as the dream began, I found myself back in the clearing. The girls were waiting, their hands clasped together. Their mother stood behind them, her warped face more menacing than ever. "You came back," she said, her voice dripping with venom. I'm not him, I said, my voice trembling. I'm not their father. The girls tilted their heads in unison, their smiles fading. Liar, Eleanor hissed. She stepped closer, her skeletal fingers pointing at me. You left us. You left them. I'm not him. I shouted, my voice echoing through the woods. But I know what happened. You killed them. You killed yourself. This isn't about me, it's about what you did. For a moment, the dream froze. The girls' expressions wavered, their dark eyes glistening as though tears threatened to fall. Eleanor's face twisted into something that resembled pain, but only for a fleeting second. I had no choice, she whispered, her voice breaking. He left us with nothing. They were starving. I couldn't let them suffer. The girls stepped forward, their hands reaching for mine. This time, their touch wasn't cold. It was soft, almost pleading. Help us, one of them whispered. I don't know how, I admitted, my voice cracking. Eleanor's shadow loomed over me, but I stood my ground. You're keeping them here, I said. You're the reason they can't move on. If you care about them, let them go. Her hollow eyes bore into me, and for a moment, I thought she would attack. But then, she crumbled. Her shadowy form began to dissolve, her outline growing fainter. The girls smiled, genuine smiles this time, not the eerie, too wide grins I'd seen before. Thank you, they said in unison, their voices soft and melodic. The clearing faded, the woods melting into darkness. When I woke up, the air in my room was lighter, the oppressive cold gone. The dirt under my nails had vanished, and for the first time in weeks, I felt at peace. I never dreamed of them again. But sometimes, when I pass by the old farmhouse at the edge of town, I think I see two little girls standing at the window, smiling, before fading into the shadows. Like, subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss a scare.